Hello, welcome to my main TBR. So throughout May is actually deadlines for uni, so I really don't intend to prioritise reading much at all. Audiobooks will probably get a bit more of a use because I can listen to them while I'm working. I'm an animation student, so a lot of what I do is just kind of drawing the same thing over and over again to make a moving picture. But I have got 5 books that I will that are on like the tentatives want to read for the month. So I just thought I would go through them with you, and a couple of them do have 3 of them I think I have access to audiobooks for, so if I need to I can do that as well. So let's go through them. First up is Warm Bodies by Isaac Marone. Marone? I don't know. This is a book club pick that is my book club pick for mine and my sister's book club. We haven't actually done our little wrap up for the last book we've read, and we usually take about 2 months, so if I don't get this read in May, it's not the biggest deal. But it's not very long, it's like 240 pages. It's a book I bought ages ago after watching the movie, which I really liked, and I bought the book because I wanted to read it. I think I read a couple of chapters at the time, and then nothing else. And from what I read, it was quite a bit different from what I remember from the movie, but it is a zombie romance. It is about R, who is a zombie, and then he eventually meets a girl called Julie, and he kind of finds her fascinating, and he doesn't want her to get eaten or killed, and then, yeah, romance happens. I really like the movie. If you want to, I think I would recommend the movie. I think it's really good. I don't know if I can recommend this yet, so we will see. It is like a Romeo and Juliet retelling, but with zombies. The second book that I picked was actually for May's Buzzwordathon, which is Flavours, and I had no idea if I would have a book that would fit that prompt, but I did, and it's this book called The Apple Tart of Hope by Sarah Moore Fitzgerald. This is a book that I randomly picked up when I went to 66 Books back in like January. And it is about a boy named Oscar who is missing and presumed dead. His bike was found and everyone thinks it's a teenage tragedy, except for his best friend Meg. Oscar was kind, cheerful, and makes the world's best apple tarts. Meg knows he isn't dead, and she's going to prove it. I have literally no idea what to expect in this book. It is also pretty short. It's 200 pages exactly. I'm guessing it's like a YA or a middle grade. I literally have no idea. So, but I picked it up because it sounded interesting. It was short, and I think the cover's quite cute, and it turns out that it works wonderfully for this month's Buzzwordathon prompt. And then I picked 3 books with like my prompts, so I have a little prompts in a jar and I just picked them out. I did them off camera just because I wanted to really pick them. So the first book I got was for the oldest book on my TBR, which I took this to mean the oldest book that like was published, not the oldest book I own, just from how I'd worded the prompt. And annoyingly on Goodreads, when I tried to like sort it by oldest, it kind of did it by publication, but like publication of like the specific versions of the books that I have. So then I had to work out. I mean, it wasn't hard. I don't have that many classics, and it was easy to figure out. So I think it's Jane Austen's Mansfield Park. It was a Jane Austen book. She's the oldest author that I have books from, and I've read Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. So I think Mansfield Park's next. But regardless, I'm going to read Mansfield Park. This one I know has the audio on Audible, which is how I actually listened to the first 2, so I probably will just listen to this and not read it. This isn't even my book, this is my sister's book, but I probably will listen to it. But I have like the physical book, so I'm trying to really concentrate on my physical TBR, so trying to think about audios I can listen to that are from my physical TBR. So that's one of them. And then I got the prompt for a book over 500 pages, and for this book I picked The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. This, again, I know is on Audible at the moment, so I can listen to this. And I know this is a really good, like, I think it's like a more a modern classic. My sister's read it and she really, really liked it, and I just hear really good things about it. I'm really looking forward to reading it. I don't know, I'm assuming it might be sad actually, so maybe I'm not looking forward to reading it. I haven't really read that many sad books, and so I don't know how I'm going to react to sad books. Well, I'll cry, but like, we'll see. We'll see how much I'll cry. But yeah, I am really looking forward to finally reading this, because it has been one I have had the intention of reading for so long. And then the last book out of these 5, I got the prompt Thriller, and so I picked up 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. I bought this at the beginning of the year when it came out, or I think it came out at the end of last year, so I bought it at the beginning of the year from the works, and I've just been excited to read it. I think it sounds so interesting. I've read very, very few thrillers, so I don't have much experience with the genre, so I'm really excited to see how this is. I do have Holly Jackson's, I have the first book from her other series, but I haven't read them, so I don't actually know if they'll be any good, if I will like this. I think I've heard people say they like it, but I also think I've heard people say that they liked it, but like not as much as the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. I assume it's YA. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to reading this. Now I do have 3 books that I'm currently in the middle of. It is the 28th of April, and we only have 2 more days left of the month, so the likelihood is that 1, 2, or all of these will roll over to next month, so I will share with you guys what they are as well. I'm doing a reread, which is kind of half via audio book, and then also I'm just kind of reading, of Eragon. the a fifth, a sixth, a sixth or a fifth book comes out in this series later on this year. I know there's obviously the original 4 books, and then there was a book called like The Worm, the Fork or something, which I don't know if it's a novella, I don't know if it's a sequel, I don't know if it's just set in the universe, and I don't really want to know until I've actually finished the series, because I never finished the series. I read the first 3, I bought the 4th book when it came out, like the week it came out, I bought the hardcover, and then I never read it. I think at the time I'd gotten quite into like, more into manga and anime, so I was very much into that, so I just wasn't reading very many novels, so I want to do a reread and complete the series before the new book comes out. So I'm already halfway through, and like I said, I'm listening to this mostly on audiobook, although it runs out later on today, so I'm going to try and get through at least another hour or 2 and then I'll just finish it, but that's Aragon. I am also halfway through The Final Empire by Mistborn, nope, by Brandon Sanderson, which is Mistborn book 1. I'm over halfway through, but yeah, I've still got like 300 pages of this to read, so this will most likely carry on into next month. And then for the third big fantasy, A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. I need to read another 200 pages by the 5th of May as a little kind of challenge thing that I'm doing, but otherwise I'm going to just really take this series really slowly and kind of just work my way through quite slowly. I know the series well enough that it's easy to dip in and out, so I'm not bothered about like really rushing to get through it, just because it does also take me quite a bit longer to read because of how just like information text dense it is. There's not as much dialogue that breaks up the descriptions, so it takes me a bit longer to read. So I'm not bothered about this going on for another couple of months. If it does, it does, but that is that. And then I do actually have audiobooks that I have out from my library. So it turns out this might not actually be that's chill of a month. I have How to Ride a Dragon's Storm by Cassandra Cow, which I believe is the 7th book in the How to Train Your Dragon series. That is only going to be like 3.5, potentially 4 hours, so that'll be an easy one to listen to. I have Scythe by Neil Schusterman, which is the first one in that trilogy. I'm not sure what the trilogy is called. That's about 10 hours. I'd like to get through that one because that is like the next trilogy series that I'm going to start on audiobook. I kind of go through, I like the idea of having like one main series that I'm kind of working on. I'm just about to finish up Shadow and Bone next month because annoyingly I listened to the first 2 in like January and February, and then the 3rd one was reserved out till May. So it'll come out to me at the end of May and then I can finish that series. And then the Atlas 6, occasionally I use BorrowBox, just releases a book for like, no need to wait, listen to this book. And I had the Atlas 6 reserved and it wasn't actually until August, and then it got put onto that, I guess, promotion, and so is now in my downloads. So the Atlas 6 as well. But yeah, so I do technically have a few audiobooks actually as well. This though is the main stack of books that I do want to get through in the month of May if I can, and that's my May TBR. I'm hoping at the end of May, once deadlines are all handed in, I really want to make I had a game, I've revamped it, I really want to finish it up, polish it off and start it in June and start playing that every month. That would be really exciting, but uni first. So yeah, let me know if you've read any of things. I'm sure actually many of you have. Only the Apple Tart of Love is a very random book, otherwise they're all quite, I guess, popular books. So let me know what you think of them, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye.